Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you very much for bearing with us. My name is Sarah Chizansigaye, and I am going to be your moderator. Thank you, Herbert, for making time to come and join us. Mona Herbert is joining us. He's the advocate consultant for White Ribbon Alliance Uganda, but he also happens to be a journalist and a media advocate. Very happy to have you. Lovely to have the people online, particularly the journalists from the respective districts who are going to share their experiences. We are thrilled to have Dr. Okello. Thank you so much, the Director, Public Health and Environment, Kampala City Council Authority. Thank you so much for making time to come and join us. This is a critical subject, and you're the person to actually talk to on this particular subject. And we are talking about the fact that in spite Kampala having the highest number of health facilities, which are estimated at 1,554 as of 2021, we still have the highest maternal mortality rates. The 2020-2019 found that of the highest rates, 177 mothers had died while giving birth, but that was in Kampala. This is in spite of the fact that, one, it has the largest health facilities, the largest number of health facilities, 90% of which are private, 10% of which are public, and private not-for-profit. And when we say private not-for-profit, we're talking about hospitals like probably in Zambia, Namilembe, Rubaga, that are private but are not profit-oriented. Within Kampala, and Kampala is not a big city, we have a 5 million population daytime, and we have a 1.5 million population at night. With those facilities, what explains the high maternal mortality rates? And that is what Dr. Okello will be explaining to us, but also White Ribbon Alliance Uganda conducted a study, and Herbert here will share with us findings of that study and probably explanations into why, at least from the studies. But this situation is not unique to Kampala. It is also other cities, and we are talking about the new cities in Uganda, that is Mbarara, Gulu. Actually, Gulu was rated the second worst in terms of maternal mortality. Iganga, Kamuli, those are also urban towns, but they're also next to the city. And Jinja, which is a city, we will have people like Moses Mutaka based in Kamuli, Nathan Sengova in Kamuli again, who filed a report that ran on Bouquet Day. Moses Mutaka filed a report that ran on NTV. Then we also have Senyonga Ramadan, Baba TV, he ran a report, the magnitude of maternal mortality in Jinja. We'll also reshare those stories. Thank you. We look forward to hearing from you. For now, before I come to Dr. Okello, I would like to actually throw the dice back to Mona Herbert, because White Ribbon Alliance has actually launched a respectful maternity care campaign. Can you link it in with what is happening?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Morning, our viewers, and it's really exciting to be here. So thanks for taking the time to tune in. And for me, the work that we do and what we are doing actually right now, as far as I'm concerned, is an interaction. An interaction where we are privileged to have people like Dr. Okello, who I've had the privilege to meet. So Dr. Okello, I'm looking forward to your insights and thoughts. And I remember particularly one of the issues that you raised, which I took back to the platform and to the networks. And I candidly talked about this was that the level of engagement when we talk about healthcare
Projector bwetabaako siraba dokita yaddako kati and notify him abadde online abadde kuwuli Okello Ayaan read sijja kuveera mugamba seeko ekifaananyi omulage tumulabire kubanga agenda kwogera
is that it focuses so much on the information that the expecting mother who comes from the dental service should be given. But in your own assessment, you are saying that do we even feel the confidence that the mother or the expectant mother who has come for dental care see value in this card? They see information that they are happy to voluntarily give, and that this card speaks back to them.
Doctor, we would like to have your video because you're next.
From where I want to start that.
So when Herbert finishes, we are coming to you.
We were asking last month that question.
Tell him anything he needs to know because he has put on. Can you hear his sound? Is it unmuted?
And the assessment, whose findings are happy to also elaborate and share. Do we feel that there is really a meaningful engagement in terms of all the stakeholders who are concerned with the issue of giving the kind of care that we want and dealing with the issues across board when we talk about maternity health in Uganda? And our assessment really speaks to that because, yes, we are very focused on promoting respectful maternity care. And that's the advocacy that we try to advance in White Ribbon Alliance. We are privileged to be supported by USAID in partnership with East-West Management. They are the people who are propelling us to do this noble work. But at the end of the day, what is very, very important is that when we talk about respect for maternity care,
Tell Vincent and Alan, Herbert is talking, why is it it's my picture?
It is important for people to understand that the dynamics and the issues don't start and stop only at the service center, because everyone is so focused on the whole issue of are there enough health facilities? Do we have enough doctors? Do we have enough nurses? Do we have enough midwives? And the story goes on and on and on. But I remember when we were in Kamuli interacting with some of the midwives, a midwife asked us a question that why is it that people never even give any attention to where the whole issue of a mother birthing a child starts, and that's in the home. So the stakeholder mapping is very important. Why? Because when we talk about the care that an expectant mother should have, it doesn't start and stop at the healthcare center. That is one point within the whole continuum of things that should happen. It starts in a home, it goes into the community, where in the past, and Sarah is always happy to talk about this culturally, communities and families and clans would celebrate giving birth to a new child coming into the family. All those are stakeholders we are talking about. When we talk about the health facilities, where healthcare is supposed to be and where we are all being encouraged, that we should encourage mothers to go to professional doctors and gynecologists and midwives. I'm like, yes, but there are all kinds of dynamics in between, up to a point when a mother has successfully given birth to their baby, and then the people who are supposed to support them beyond the point when they have their child. So, for me, I'm happy to talk about all the issues that we found out as White Ribbon Alliance and discuss them. Let me very quickly talk about some of the issues that kind of informed our assessment. We wanted to know that when we talk about the universal rights of respect for maternity care, can we find these and identify these? Second point, are people within the communities or in the healthcare facilities and beyond all the leaders and the political leaders, everyone within the stakeholder mapping, are they all fully aware about these rights? Because when we talk about respect for maternity care, we are talking about ensuring that there is no ill treatment, both to the mother and the child. We want to ensure that when mothers give birth to their children, the babies stay with the mothers. We want to ensure that there is no detention when a mother has gone to a facility. For whatever reason, they shouldn't be detained at that facility. We want to ensure that when a mother is going to deliver their child, the partner of choice in the labor ward should be there and should be present. These are some of the issues. And we've had sad stories where mothers are beaten, mothers are mistreated. We've gone during the assessment to some health facilities and we asked them that, do you have facilities and provisions or adjustments for people who are differently abled? Imagine a mother who walks into a labor ward and they don't have limbs. And we only have one defined bed where all mothers are supposed to deliver. So it's all these things, if you begin mixing them and then cross-checking and asking yourself, are all these present? Can we guarantee them? But whether or not they are there, for me is the interesting discussion, because that discussion shouldn't only start and stop with the service providers. And if you listen to some of the feedback that we got, Sarah, we realize that healthcare providers, while always insist they are our heroes, when you listen to them, they tell you that one of the biggest challenges that they face, and you're not even listening to the long hours that they have to stand in the labor ward, working and helping mothers where they don't have adequate supplies and the like. They come in and they talk to you about politicians, you know, and how the politicians are interfering with their work and like. So it's all these interesting issues that we want to talk about, but I hope we can have opportunity to discuss them at length.
Thank you very much, Herbert. Interesting revelations, and I would like to hear Dr. Okello's feedback on some of the things that you have raised, but I also want to hear his take. And we are really privileged to have him, because we are talking about KCCA and we are talking about the director, and he's in charge of public health. Yes. And why all those deaths? What is happening? Like you're talking about is it the lack of facilitation, the lack of services, the poor the mistreatment, the infrastructure? What is it? Dr. Okello, I think I can't wait to hear what you have to share, because when we were at Lubaga, the other thing that we discovered, for instance, we were saying health workers are abusing mothers, are abusing, and then when they started speaking, then you realize, the health workers, you realize, oh, okay, probably we need to do a lot more, and there's a need for, like you said, stakeholder engagement, including us, the patients, including the mothers who go to birth. So the awareness and all that. But let's hear from Doctor. Doctor, welcome. Thank you for making time. We look forward to hearing from you.
Good morning, Sarah, and morning, Herbert. I'm happy to be here. I would have loved to be here physically, but either way, I'm happy to be here. Just a few things before I go into the matter. One is that any death, even one death, is one too many. So that's the background of here. Because the idea is not let any mother die. Why we having I'm getting why are we having okay, are we okay now?
Yes, we're okay. Sorry for the feedback.
Majority of the maternal deaths in Kampala are actually what we refer to as institutional maternal deaths. These are deaths that are occurring in health facilities. Because more or less none, but very few let's say maternal deaths occurring at home. But when we go to institutional maternal deaths, we are looking at one, facilities that we term as referral hospitals and national referral hospitals. The essence that they are national referral hospitals, they tend to get more of the severe cases because someone has come from all over the country, either within metropolitan or without, and what you term are referrals that are coming in. Now, because the majority of the cases that come tend to be extremely severe by nature that they are supposed to be handled at a higher level of care, that is where you may get a higher much more maternal deaths than are necessary. Now you'd ask, the next question is, are referral hospitals supposed to be equipped to handle such a service? Yes, they are supposed to be equipped. But then you ask then the other thing would be how early did they actually present to these facilities in order for them to be taken care of. So what you're seeing in Kampala, you can say, could be a reflection of ideally as regards the institutional maternal death. It's how early are we referring, how well are we able to identify that such a person will need care at a higher level of service. You've pointed out a few of the facilities, but you'll notice that the majority of maternal deaths in Kampala occur at the higher levels. So you find at the higher levels of the facilities, that is where the deaths are occurring. But as you say, the health workers, we tend to be at the tail end of the process that has actually begun. And I think Abba touched on it, that this is not only an issue for health workers, but we did a study. It is gross. We are following perinatal deaths. These are children who are dying probably within the first 14 to 30 days after delivery, perinatal and neonatal. So we asked, we were following, looking at the birth. So we'd ask the mother, what happened that you actually came to hospital late? And when you follow these parts, is that one thing which came out very clearly was the indecision of when to go to hospital. Because when they would start with labor, the first thing they would do, the influencers around mothers, they would ask the senga, ngende mudwaliro oba nsooke nzije nkulaba. So you'd find that the path was winding. First go to the senga, get advice from the senga, go to the facility which is near your place. Then after going to the facility near your place, you go to another facility. Then after that, you end up in hospital. So there are issues that are individual, there are issues that are structural in nature, but there are issues what you would say are also facility-based. But again, what is killing mothers? The main thing that you say is actually killing mothers is that mothers are dying due to put it very bluntly, is that the majority are dying due to lack of blood. You say they are bleeding and they're not able to transfuse them to get blood. So, and why does that occur? That may occur due to very many reasons. One is that when you look at the blood bank has been making announcements, come and donate blood, come and donate blood. How many of us have actually donated blood? So it's like
Balam, can you kindly mute your speaker, please?
Balam, can you mute? Balam, please mute. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You also on, if you could also be able to mute such that you don't get feedback. So as I said, what is killing mothers in Kampala, number one, is, as you say, mothers are bleeding in the essence that they actually bleed. And as we call obstetric hemorrhage. So they bleed and we are not able to either control bleeding due to various cases. But the main thing is actually the lack of blood in the blood bank. And the others, that's about 33% of the mothers. So if we can be able to manage the issue of hemorrhage, we'll be able to save a third of the mothers who are actually dying. The others that contribute, sepsis also does contribute, hypertensive disorders also do contribute, and we also have complications due to abortion. So looking at those, and if you tackle them one by one, that would be the first process of actually go to see how we can tackle mothers. But as I said again, one mother dying is one too many, and let's not forget that each of us came from the mother. So let's really take it as collective effort. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. Well, this is what they call actually, thank you very much. This is what they call sharing information, because it turns out that the public, all of us, have a stake to play actually. Imagine if we were donating blood, a third of the deaths could be prevented. Then the abortions, of course. I don't know, I think this also speaks to the campaign, and I wish we had known earlier, because then we would have invited the World Bank, the Red Cross, right? But they've been doing campaigns. Why do you think communities are not actually donating, or people are not donating? Is there not enough information? Is the drive not big enough? I think I'll ask Herbert and Dr. Okello actually to get back to us on that, to clarify. But also from Dr. Okello's submission, something that also came out is that they keep referring. The cases come, but he also says, yes, a national referral hospital should be equipped to handle that. But it seems like the time at which they come, it is too late, right? So are you telling me that it is in these other facilities, they do not refer too late? They have to send all the way to Kampala. There are no regional referral hospitals. What is the issue? Why are people to date actually still referring? Because one